Hey guys, Josh here, and the second weekend of the beta is starting very soon, or may have even started by the time of this video coming up. Yesterday Treyarch posted a stream about what's going to be new in this week, and then later on they made a Reddit post with the week 2 patch notes. In this video I thought I would just go over some of the main things that they have changed, so let's get straight into it. They started off with just some general stability fixes. Don't think I need to read them off, but if you would like to see what has been fixed, then the link to the full post will be down in the description. Next up, we've got the lobby timer issue. I mentioned this in my good and bad video, and it seems they've listened to the community on Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, etc. The match start timer has been decreased to 70 seconds. They still emphasise this is to accommodate map preloading, while still giving us a chance to edit classes. During the first weekend, there was an issue when people left it during the lobby. The timer would reset to the full 80 seconds, but now if the timer is under 10 seconds, it will only reset to the 10 seconds again. An interesting change is what they've done to the movement. Initially I liked the game for its fast-paced movement, but they have now, however, changed this. They've decreased the jump height and also the slide distance and speed, so I'll be interested to see by how much and how this affects gameplay. I'm really hoping it's still fast-paced and that the change is very minimal. I did say they did this because there were quite a few people bunny hopping, but I'm hoping this hasn't affected just general play. Spawns wise, they've adjusted the spawn so that you'll spawn more frequently near objective points owned by your own team. No more of that spawning on C when your team owns A and B, like when you're playing Gridlock, and you just spawn on the other side of the map. Now, armor has been a controversial topic since the beginning of the beta, and Treyarch have said that they were looking into it as soon as the first day was done. Lots of people suggested ways of patching this, and many even said to completely take it out of the game. Treyarch haven't done this, but have changed it in 4 different ways. In the first weekend, explosive damage wasn't causing any damage to players wearing armor, which has now been fixed. They've also fixed the issue of players using armor not getting any flinch when shot, and a potentially game-changing factor is that now you will receive a percentage of damage when using armor, not just being completely invisible. To top it off, you can get an extra 25 points when you kill a person that's using armor. Hopefully this now means that armor won't be completely overpowered, but again, we won't know until we actually get into the game and see how it performs. On the topic of gear patches, the ComSec device has been buffed to further decrease the cost of the RCXD, UAV, care package, counter UAV, attack chopper, strafe run, strike team, and gunship. I think Treyarch are doing this to try and make other equipment more valid than just stim shot and armor. For stim shot, the speed of healing has increased, but the heal cooldown has also increased. All equipment will now charge faster with equipment charge. Now onto perks. Dead Silence has had its effectiveness against acoustic sensor increased. They've done this by decreasing the ranges at which acoustic sensor can pick up a player with Dead Silence. The protection against explosive damage for Flak Jacket has been decreased. For Tracker, the duration that the footsteps remain has been increased. Ajax's 9-bang has had a buff, the stun radius has been increased, and the fire delay has been decreased. The Tac Deploy has also had quite a few changes. Players spawning on the Tac Deploy will now be more likely to spawn in a safer place, but still as close to the Tac Deploy beacon as possible. There were quite a few times where I'd spawn in, I'd be right in the middle of enemies already firing at someone else, which is slightly ridiculous when you could at least spawn behind a wall or something. The time that the beacon lasts has been decreased to 25 seconds. Interestingly, they've decreased this time but also added a 10-person spawn cap before the Tac Deploy beacon self-destructs, which is quite interesting. I thought they would do one or the other because that would mean you're spawning at every 2.5 seconds, but I'll be interested to see how this plays out. 6 of the 10 specialists have received patches, so I'm just going to read out what Treyarch have said. Ajax. Despite his potentially game-changing ballistic shield, Ajax has been underperforming in gameplay. To help him out, we further increase his movement speed while using Ballistic Shield in both Standard and Fortify modes. This should provide an overall smoother experience and relieve some frustrations of feeling too sluggish. Now, I'm slightly surprised because there was quite a lot of backlash when it came to Ajax's power, that they haven't changed either how long his shield lasts or how long you can fire the gun for, but I think this is a good change, but I do still think they need to nerf him slightly. Ruin. Players are flocking to Ruin thanks to his extreme mobility and best play worthy grav slams. We've bumped up his grav slam cooldown to help focus usage and make sure everyone has a nice day. Firebreak. Reactor Core can be a very hit or miss equipment, causing big plays or sometimes ending in a fruitless death. We're bumping up its damage to provide more consistency and help Firebreak hold its ground. His Purifier also has a bit more fuel to keep those heartwarming flames firing longer. Torque. Torque can definitely be a thorn in an enemy's side, however he's still not up to snuff with the other specialists. To make him the true master of his domain, we increase the duration of his barricade and improve damage on its microwave field. This should make Torque more effective at blocking routes, providing cover and getting kills. Prophet. Prophet's Tempest needed a bit more oomph to bring it up to the level of our other specialist weapons. To start with, we're decreasing its cooldown so that you can earn it faster. In addition, we've made its ADS move speed slightly faster to help players line up those shots. Nomad. One man's best friend is another's worst enemy, and it turns out that Nomad's dog is a force to be reckoned with. We slow down her sprint speed and she'll now play with boots on the ground like the rest of us. These changes should also prevent her from launching into an aerial assault when running up a sloped surface. Onto score streaks. The score streak progress will no longer reset between rounds of domination. Many of the score streaks have had changes, and so I'm not going to read them all out, but the link will again be down in the description. Mainly though, the attack chopper has had its behaviour changed to seek out enemies more quickly. The mantis had its health, speed and damage increased, and pretty much every single weapon in the game has been altered, but again, I'm not going to read out all the patch notes for that, but they'll be down in the description. Overall, this shows that Treyarch have been listening. They haven't done anything about the Fog of War issues yet, so there will still be some getting turned on throughout this weekend, but it's a good sign. Obviously, they have only had 3 days. They will probably be changed towards launch. Obviously, we don't know how a lot of these changes will play out yet, because there aren't any hard numbers, but we'll wait and see. That's the end of this video, but there will be some streams over on the Rectified Twitch channel tonight, so I hope to see you there. If this video helped you out, then make sure you drop a like, and I'll see you all soon.